Welcome back. This is Robert with Space Age Consulting, and today I'm teaming up with my friend Colin with Sandy Audiovisual, and we're going to be taking our first look at the Ursa Mini Pro, the newest Blackmagic Design 4.6K camera. Admittedly, this is going to be a longer review than most. We're going to be doing some testing and configuration and figuring out, so you might as well grab a snack and come back and take a look at what we have to show you.
This is one solid camera. Magnesium, that's one of the reasons I guess it breathes so well and it's still relatively light. Of course, they have the big old fan, right? But that's a huge fan, and they said we didn't hear a thing when we were doing the review the other day. So it is, this has been a standard since the 80s. These buttons.
Yeah, the toggle switches.
You know my favorite part of this redesign is?
What?
Yes, and I wish we had them both here to
match them up, to do the comparison.
Anyway, maybe some other time. On-off switch.
Yeah, even during the demo, they said that people clamored for that, not the button that's on the inside. They clamored for the on-off switch.
An actual on-off switch.
Yeah. Which
is great. ISO, shutter, white balance instead of having to. Do you notice anything different with the viewfinder?
There's many more buttons than the other version.
Many more buttons, but it's a smaller screen.
He talked about that. As someone who wants the bigger screen, I'm a bit surprised they went down from the 7 to the 5.
Yeah, all about form factor, right? Because you pretty much pushed it back, right? Or else you'd have to extend the length of the camera.
Right.
Right, just a lot of empty space. So
they've made it more compact.
But the thing is, even though it's a beautiful menu-driven system, with all these buttons, I'd rather have the smaller screen.
Yeah.
And because I'm going to put a big, giant, monstrous viewfinder on here in studio mode anyway.
Exactly.
So. And when you've been shooting with the HPX 500, that has the worst flip-out viewfinder on the planet.
Sorry. I got you beat with a JVC LS300.
No, you haven't. You
really
try shooting and focusing with the HPX 500's built-in flip-out screen. Next to impossible. So, if you're used to not relying on it, but yeah, the second biggest feature I love is.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't even know if I can get a good shot with. I'll just turn up the gain a bit. But I got to admit, when he pointed that out, 2 SD slots and 2 CFast card slots.
It was awesome. And your traditional controls for your audio here too. Even the fancy little yellow.
Yeah, those are good indicators. Yeah.
This is years and years of news gathering design. That they're copying here, and the reason they haven't changed it in 30 years, 40 years, is because it works. Exactly.
It works.
It tells you the status of your equipment very quickly.
At a glance, you know what you're working with. I know we're not really here to talk about the Television Studio HD, but here's what blew me away. The number of inputs on this thing is absolutely ridiculous. For a price of $1,000 US. Less than, okay, $9.95 if you want to be exact. You get 8 inputs, 4 HDMI and 4 SDI. That is obviously ridiculous.
Well, this is Colin, Sandy, and
Robert Baker.
We're here testing the Ursa Mini Pro and the Blackmagic Television Studio HD. In particular, we're looking at its Talkback features. So we're just hooking up a couple of SDI cables here. One program out, which is red, and the return to the camera, which we're using a green to keep it straight in our heads. And we're doing a little YouTube video of this and figured we'd try Facebook Live. Let's see how it goes.
Now, yesterday, we happened to try the same configuration with the Ursa Mini. Colin, through Sandy Audio Visual, was fortunate enough to get the Mini Pro ahead of most people. So we figured we'll do a quick comparison and see how the big differences between the two cameras.
Now, before we determined that, I didn't actually have to use Program Out, right? I just used the...
Right, just looped it through.
So we went on 5. So this is the input on the bottom, right? Inputs are on the bottom.
Correct.
Inputs are on the bottom. And outputs on the top. Right, and that was it. And then we're using a pair of aviation headphones. Be curious as to what brand it is. I'm going to do a review of this one later. I liked it because everything on it pretty much had screws or stuff that you could actually repair should they break. So, and it sounds great. So this is what aviation headset look like. Looks like 2/4 inches, but one's actually bigger than the other.
Right.
Which is convenient because you can't put the wrong thing into the ATEM. Alrighty. The other part of this is using an iPhone headset. Now you're going to love this. You know the dollar store? I went to Five Below and just tried a whole bunch of different really cheap iPhone knockoff headsets. Here's one from Slim's, $5. I'm trying something a little more fancy. Titan headphones, $5. And let's see, something called Matrix, again, $5. So we're going to see how these, I'm not too concerned about, not like I'm going to return them to the dollar store, but we're going to see exactly how these work. Apparently, you need a push-to-talk feature on your headphones for them to work on the Ursa. So you're not using aviation headsets. If this was the Blackmagic Cinema camera, or sorry, this Blackmagic Studio camera, HD or 4K, then you'd be using the same type of headsets, right, with the 2 leads, one for the mic, one for the earphones. But this is using a TRS connector, right, tip ring sleeve, right, for the headphone jack on the Ursa, and that gives it the Talkback feature. Right. Funny enough, if you don't want to spend $5 and you want to spend, say, like $300 or $400, of course, these are iPhone compatible headphones. If you see iPhone compatible, that means that they'll work with the Ursa Mini because it has a built-in speaker with a Talkback feature. Now, funny enough, on this cheap here, I don't see a button, so this one might not work, but we're going to try it anyways.
So now you keep mentioning Apple products. What about Android? The same headsets that work with Androids, they'll work with the Ursa Mini?
No, not necessarily. So, as you know, Apple bought Beats, and if you want to spend a lot of money, you can use a Beats headset. They work great, but they're very expensive. You do need to use a cable. I think it's called the remote talk cable. That gives you the push-to-talk feature. So, actually, we need to fire this up.
With this nice toggle switch.
Look at that. The first Ursa Mini didn't have an on switch. This one does. So, look at that. Love that side screen too. How do we get it to light up? Maybe if I hit that button that says bright. Oh, look at that.
Everything's so easily labeled.
That is sharp.
All right, so
Okay.
Which end are you going to try?
I'll try the most likely not to work end.
So I'll have to put this set on, put this camera down, set the focus. I think it's because I'm left-handed. I always go focus the wrong direction. Testing.
Ooh, that's
All right. Now this would be great if we were in different rooms.
Would be better, but I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, well, I can't hear you yet, but you also haven't pressed your button twice.
That is true, and I don't think this will work because guess what?
There's no button.
Microphone, but no button.
All right, so that is a no-go immediately.
That's a no-go. So these were the Matrix. So don't enter the Matrix. Doesn't work with Ursa Mini. All right. So another extra pair of headphones for the next time I lose them on a plane. That goes in my travel pack. All right.
There you go.
So
can't say good for nothing, but not good for this.
Let's try the big ones. Let's see if there's a push to talk on this.
The Bass Jack Titan headphones.
Bass Jack's Titan headphones. Again, $5. And by the way, for those of you that saw my pledge the other day, this does not constitute as an unboxing. Just, obviously. But
Yeah, we had a good discussion about unboxings and why they're not really useful for the common person.
now, okay, I see a button. So there's a button. So that might bode well. Now you're probably saying to yourself, well, what about headsets with a boom on them? Your mileage will vary. I haven't found anyone yet that's found a gaming set of headphones that actually do work. I'm not sure which is left, which is right. Oh, look, it has a nice R and L on it. Okay, so
The only good set of headphones that I have with a boom on it are USB, so they wouldn't apply.
oh wow, completely different sound from the other ones. These actually sound pretty good. Now, testing 1, test 2, test 3,
I do not hear you from here. Let me make sure this isn't a volume issue.
test 1.
Oh, that's the wrong volume anyway. How would you adjust volume on this? Through the menu?
My mic is up. Well, try turning make 5 live and turn the audio
That
on.
would help.
Hit auto or cut. Test 1, test 2, test 3. Testing 1, test 2, test 3. Still nothing, huh?
Nothing yet. But
Just
we're
one.
not even getting audio from the camera.
That's interesting. Then again, we haven't set this camera
We
up.
haven't set the
We
camera
haven't
up.
set the camera up.
That always helps.
Yeah, I mean,
All
they
right.
look virtually the same, but not the same camera.
Yeah, you can go ahead and check. This way I'll see you go through the menu system. I have to admit, Blackmagic has one of the most simple menu systems there is.
Oh, and look at that. You know, see the preview tally.
The preview tally is on there.
Which means that this is set to 1. Because if you hit, well, let me hit auto. Over here, did it turn red?
Yes, it did.
Okay, so it's coming in as number 1. So maybe if we tried, still can't hear me, huh?
Nope.
Test 1, test 2, no, I can't hear myself. Test 1, test 2,
Nothing yet.
test 1. Interesting.
So this is going out 24p. Oh, so this is set, as we said, this is straight out the box. This
Straight out
is
the box.
the
Yeah, I'm done.
default settings on everything.
Let's see, so let's look at the menu.
Now, I might not get a good shot of your menu.
Ultra HD, let's see. Monitor coming out the main SDI. We'll put our LUT back on. 1080p, so we can actually get a signal.
Oh, but I think you have to set it to even 30p instead of 24.
Let's see, where was that?
You still have the protective screen on.
Yeah, because my fingers are... Oh, well, I guess... Interesting. To note, as soon as I changed the frame rate, I stopped hearing myself. It took actually a little while for it to
That's interesting.
come back. For the audio to come back. That's interesting to know.
So technically, you're still not sending me a picture, which is odd.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
So now it's back on 5. Fascinating.
Okay, now I hear the camera.
But he can't hear me.
No, not through. I hear you through the camera.
Let's see, test 1, test 2, test 1.
There you go.
You hear me now?
Yes.
Funky.
Yes.
Okay then. So, what were these again? I know
These
they were $5, but beyond
these
that,
were the what is it? Blackjack's Titan.
$5. And wow, this is really, really, really loud. Now I was worried that no, seriously, in a concert environment or a very loud environment, you're like,
Right.
can you hear? These are much louder than my Clearcom.
Wow.
I mean, I want to turn this down because this is way, way, way too loud.
So $5 headsets that work with
$5 headset.
the Blackmagic. See, you can save your money after you've bought
The only
the.
thing though is, you know what I'd do? If you have an extra lavalier clip,
Mm-hmm.
I'd take this, clip it onto your videographer's, right? Or
Right.
you can get an extension cord for these, which are
Right.
like $5.
$5.
$1 if you get it off the internet. But if you want to walk into a dollar store, probably $5. Or maybe $1. Depending on how they price it. But that's because you're hearing all that's annoying, right?
Right.
So I just use a simple lav clip, piece of gaff tape, whatever.
Keep it attached right
And to
to
get the mic, of course, closer to your mouth, so you're not picking up everything in the room. But for $5,
you. It works.
it works. Right? The break's not a. I mean, that's pretty cool. So again, that's the Titan or Bass Jack's Titan headphones from Five Below. Okay, so let's try the next one. Just see. And you can't hear me now, right?
Cannot hear you now.
There we go.
There you go. You hear
So
it kick
double
in.
press.
Yeah.
And one press off, double press on.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So then we have the slim flat case. In fact, I think these are the set I use with my Android phone or something similar. Because I know I paid more than $5 for mine.
So here's the Slims again. Isn't this the same as the other? What did I? I'm sorry.
No,
No, that was
it's
a
a different
Matrix. That's right.
company.
Don't enter the Matrix. Just remember that. Don't enter the Matrix. All right. So let's tear this apart.
That's funny. For a guy who doesn't do unboxings, he's basically done 3 unboxings right in front of you.
Yeah, it's not an unboxing. Unboxing, you try to save the box, make it look all pretty. I like tearing through these. Look at this. This is a big silver button. I'm thinking this is going to work. All right. Some noise canceling headphones here for the grand retail price of
$5.
Okay. And I'm sure if you source these online, you can get them for $1, but shipping would probably cost you $5. So $5 headphones. Let's see how they do. Let's see what's right, what's left. Not that it really matters, but I'm gonna try to use them as the manufacturer. Of course, you probably wouldn't want to share these since they're in-ear earbuds.
Yeah.
But
One person use only.
Ooh. Okay. Quite a bit of.
Yeah, you pick up a lot. The microphones on this camera and the Ursa Mini were just ridiculously
Wow.
sensitive.
I mean, you could hear a pin drop with this.
Yeah, I hear all the room noise, and you
Everything.
don't even have the AC on.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in a real production environment, well, you'd really never want to use any on-camera mic anyway.
Never.
Right? But
Says a guy who's using his on-camera mic.
should have. Whoa. Okay.
We're getting feedback. This
Okay.
mic is so sensitive.
Whoa. Yeah. Well.
Wow. Yeah, we're literally getting feedback
Wow.
from the
So as
mic.
you saw, I took those out of my ears quickly because tinnitus isn't fun. I'd say my recommendation, so none of y'all try to sue me, don't use these, right? Bad. What were these? The Slims? Not worth the $5 for the several hundred in medical bills you need from Loss of hearing in the high frequency range. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came fast and furious with the. Yeah, so I'm not even going to continue with these because that's just dangerous.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest it. I mean, I immediately got feedback as soon as he activated the microphone on it.
Yeah, so no. Big no. So out of the three cheapies, which is, kind of more traditional design that you'd expect, $5 headphones. They work great. I mean, extremely loud. What would be perfect on these is if they had a volume control in addition to the push to talk, right?
Ah,
And there's some designs you'll see that on the gamer headsets, but
right.
at like $80 a pop, I didn't feel like buying a shelf of them and trying them. And from what I've read, people haven't had success with them. So, someone else can do the R&D on that one, bite the bullet on that. I think I gave my, $15-20 for the cause on this one. And of course, the traditional iPhone headsets are supposed to work too, which are also earbuds, which
Right.
I'm tempted to try, but tempted not to try because I really like my hearing.
See, but I'm curious because I'm getting my set of
Hey,
I'm
we
getting
can
my
switch
set of
off,
Android
'cause- yeah,
headsets. Yeah, you wouldn't want to put those in your ear. Anyway.
no,
You need to wipe these
bad,
off. That was instantaneous
Instant.
ear damage.
no, Here we go.
I have to admit that I don't recall where I got these from. I believe I bought them off of
Now,
a
I gotta tell you
well-known.
that those look
Yes, they look-
eerily like
That's
these.
exactly right. They look very similar. That's one of the things I was going to
I
mention
feel like
coming
I
out
need
the
like a
box.
waiver signed that you're not going to sue me for ear damage.
No, we have this on camera, so I can't sue you for anything.
Okay.
It is loud, yes, and
It's
you don't
loud.
hear me yet, right?
And I'm getting ready to, because I know this.
Okay, can you hear me now?
No. Did you
Really?
double click?
Yeah, I double clicked, and I hear the difference.
You can't. Okay, I heard you. I heard your.
You heard
button.
that click.
So
So,
that's kind of funky. I'm not sure if I'm hearing you.
all right, I'll turn my back and.
Tap on your mic.
But you see, now I'm tapping on it. I heard.
Now, if you're tapping, I do hear that.
Yeah, because I can hear you
Yeah.
hearing it now.
Yeah, I hear you. So those work, and it's not giving you ear damage.
No.
So these are just crap.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure what people really want to see is footage from this camera, but they're going to have to wait on that.
They're gonna have to wait for
that's
that.
That's not
You know,
today.
if the snow is really pretty tomorrow. But here's the thing: this is not an all-weather camera. See this giant grill here? That's all for ventilation to keep that beautiful 4.6K sensor cool. And there's a giant fan on the bottom.
Huge fan.
Huge, very quiet though. I have yet to hear a thing from it. Sucking up the cool air, blowing it out through the top, right? So it's keeping that sensor nice and cool. Yeah, what is that clicking?
Yeah, I think it's just the connection here. This may not be the greatest headset because it
Gotcha.
keeps flipping.
Gotcha, yeah. But I'd love to take it out. I just don't have an all-weather housing for it.
Yeah, and this is not the weather. Not
There's not
today.
the weather for it, no.
It's already started to flurry,
So,
and
perhaps I'll take a shot from like the balcony or something, or
oh, that would be nice.
actually I can do on the upper balcony. I'll go out and take a shot, and hopefully the neighbors. Maybe I'll give them a call first or send them a text. I'm not trying to, Or if the roads are passable, take it out to the warehouse. But I have this feeling I'm not going anywhere tomorrow.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest that.
But I really like this camera.
Yeah, I think the test is successful.
I think the test is successful.
Now remember, this was a specific test of the Talkback feature
Right.
and what headsets would work with the Ursa Mini Pro.
Right, see if we could pull something really cheap off the shelf, see if it would work and work well. And again, $5 pair of headphones. Awesome.
Yeah.
Work really well.
Yeah, these work. I think I paid $17 for this because it's the only one that would work with the LG V10.
Okay.
my Samsung headphones wouldn't work with the LG. But I think for this test, I wouldn't use this set of headphones for the Ursa Mini Pro. There's a clicking noise that you get that you hear from both ends once the mic is activated, and I don't think that would be useful. So, as I said, this was a longer review than normal, and we really touched on something different. We didn't get into the footage from the Ursa Mini Pro, which we expect to be the exact same as the Ursa Mini. But what we wanted to take a look at was this feature, the Talkback feature, and how it would integrate with some lower cost headsets. This is an important feature for us because along with movie making and documentaries, we also use the Ursa Mini and the Mini Pro for event shooting where you would need to be able to talk to your camera operator. And a Talkback feature integrated in the camera is an important feature. So stay tuned. In our next video, we will cover some of the footage we get and the experience with working with the Ursa Mini Pro with its new configuration, new button alignments, and new menu system. So this is Robert, and we hope we'll see you soon.